So now that we've been able to synchronize our project with our remote GitHub repository, we can continue. The next stage is to create a super user. Let's create a super user so we can have the admin interface ready. Create a super user. And the super user still requires a username. So let's go and then get rid of the username field, which is here. So we go to the user model, and the username, we set it to none. And since there are other classes that are dependent on the username, let's do something like that. Username field. So let's change the username field to email. You may change the username field to email. And after doing that, we go to forms, and let's get rid of this. I think for now, let's get rid of this. Let's see, and go to admin. In admin, we will get rid of all these. This is a downside of, customizing a boilerplate. And after doing that, we change this to admin.modelAdmin. Run. And we still have to get rid of that too. I think so. List display. So we'll be listing maybe the first name, last name. We're just doing this for and check the progress of what we have. And we still have an error. Let me make the screen bigger. Unhashable type. Okay, so the username field is not a list, should be just email. And so we have to set required fields. The error says the field name username field for must not be installed. So let's create the required fields as a list. So first name, last name. Okay, so a hint, user.email is named as a username field, but it is not unique. Okay, so this is a warning. So let's fix the uniqueness. So email models.email field, the maximum length 150. Okay. The boss name, email address, help text, the email address of the customer, and unique. Let's set it to true. I think this should be it. Now let's run migrations. Okay, so now we see here that username field is removed. So each time you want to use and remove an inherited attribute, you just declare the attribute as none and it will be removed. Migrate. Migration is complete. Now let's create our super user again. Now admin add Vigoland and our first name, because we've indicated that first name is required. Now we have to supply the first name. So for the super user, we will call that the first name will be system, last name system administrator, and then the password. And we miss out again on another error, that is super user, create super user missing one required positional argument, which is username. So we need to clean up our acts. Super user. Let's go to forms, adapter. This is the downside of recustomizing a boilerplate to suit your... Okay, so I will pause this video, so I will look for this error and then I'll come back and explain. Welcome back. So apparently I'm using a newest version of the boilerplate, so the implementation is quite different. So we go back to the starter template I referenced in the initial stage. So let's bring in our user manager. Let's import user manager. So with our customized user manager, this is what we have here. I've added the link to the adapter, like this user manager for your reference. So I think this should run. Now let's try again. This is definitely one of the downsides of customizing the boilerplate from scratch. Create super user, admin at Vigoland, system admin. I hope it works this time. My heart will be broken if it's not working. Still the same error. What am I doing wrong? It's still expecting a username. Let's analyze this. Still expecting a username. And this is from the manager, the user manager. Where are we getting it wrong? Something is missing. Something is not right. Reverse this. No, this is not it. Account adapter, no. So now that the user manager is in, let's register it here. user manager. I hope it works. Let's try that. Oh, I'm so confused already. Okay, so now it works perfectly. So let's try to log in to our administrator. What do we have here? The email. So this is what we have so far, our registered users. So this is the super user for now. And everything works perfectly. So we now have, so by default, every user has a default currency of euro. And these are the fields we had, extended our user model with. So I think at this stage, everything is in order. Yes, I think so. Okay, so let me change the name, system administrator. So the name, system admin. And everything is okay. And I'll delete these users for now. Okay, great. So now that we have our admin ready, let's go ahead and then extend our user registration form. Because at this moment, when we try to register, let's try John, an example. It works perfectly. Mailhawk, let's try. So everything is in order. My info, John. So everything is in order. So the next stage of our application is to make sure that the users provide us with their first name and the last name during registration. I want to take this because it's very important to have these details. So in this link, which I'll be posting, we will copy the customized form here and bring it into our project. And we will get rid of some of the fields we are not going to use at the moment. And country, we will take this later. These fields are going to be required on the later phase of our development, but for now, we are not going to take them. I think everything is clean here. Yes, everything is okay. So let's bring in our forms. So now we bring our forms in here. So everything is okay. Let's get rid of the country also here, because now we just taken the first name. So this is what we've done here so far. Our intention is to extend the account sign up form, which only takes the email and the password. So by so doing, what I brought in here was to bring in a custom form, and with a custom form, it will take the first name and the last name. And basically, this is what I've done here. I have some placeholders for the first name and a placeholder for the last name. Add a placeholder for the email, and also a help text for the email, the help text for the first name, and likewise the last name. And this is the sign up, which also takes processing the sign up form. So we have it cleans up the first name, the last name, and then concatenates the first and the last name, and that serves the registration form. So now that we have created a customized form here, we need to go back to our base and reconfigure the sign up class. Going back to the configuration, let's look for sign up class. Okay, so account sign up form class by default is none, and a string pointing to a custom form class that is used during sign up to ask the user for additional input. For instance, newsletter sign up, birth date. This class should implement a method of sign up where user represents the newly signed up user. So let's go back to our base and indicate our sign up class. So our account sign up class will be at vigoland.users. So this is where our sign up class is, vigoland.users.forms.custom sign up form. Base, so users.forms.custom form. I think they should be okay. Now let's go to our custom form and refresh what we have, and voila, now we have an extended form which is taking the first name, the last name, and the password. So I took out the labels from the first name and then the last name, but I think we can bring for now, let's keep the label. So the label, first names, last names, let's refresh. Okay, so now we have an extended form. So email, example, James, sign up. We verify our email. And now we have this, my info, James Reinhold. And if we go to our administrator, now we can now have a user's first name and last name. So this is how we extend the sign up form. So I think now our project is taking shape in the in the basic level. So we can now log in, log out. So I think for now this is the shape we are in. So in the subsequent video we will bring in the template and now customize the front view of our peer-to-peer lending. So based on the template, now we can start building the structures up and add other related information. For instance, we would like to take the country registration for the user and also regulate the country to make sure that the user is registering from a country that is allowed or acceptable. So in the next video, we're going to work on that. Thanks for watching.